And welcome back to Barry's Poetic Session. I'm your host, Barry, a.k.a. The Dark Knight, and my co-host, L.I.F.E, Living Inspiration Forever, guided by the light of Jesus Christ. And you don't stop.
Man.
Special, dedicated.
We're not going to even do commercials today.
Yeah,
we're not going to do commercials today. We're going to get right into the show. First of all, this is a special show. We're going to tribute to Don Manor.
Jr.
Don
Manor.
The man.
We're going to go by what he wanted to be called, not what he was really called.
Right. And before we do that, because the whole show is going to be about Don Manor Jr., but we in Cincinnati, and when you talk about poetry, the queens are in the building. Lady J and Gifted, you gotta say their name together. So I just wanna, the Barry's Poetic Session, wanna give you guys a token of our love. Right here, because, we can just have y'all on the show and y'all can just be here, but we wanted to just give y'all something. Because you know how important y'all are to our gift, that it wouldn't be no Life the Poet, y'all, if it wasn't for these two ladies that, from the beginning, as I always was a poet, but when you become a spoken word artist,
You go to the Dukes.
wait, let's go back to the
Cafe Tierra.
Cafe Tierra, that's what's across the river.
I'll take you back to Chun.
And these two ladies were, just to everybody, just showing love. And sometimes you're so nervous, and they be like, "You got it." And it's just, I want y'all to know how important y'all are. You know what I mean? So, from us, from the Barry's Poetic Session to you guys right here, we want to just give you your flowers while y'all living. You know what I mean? So we want to let y'all know how special you guys are, and we love y'all so much on what y'all doing. So if you're having a day that you're down, just think about this day like somebody do love me. You feel me?
Yeah.
So
I love that. I got that filed away.
right,
Yes,
okay, good. So, today we want to talk about, it's a tribute to my man Don Manor Jr. And we want you ladies just to, talk about how you came together with him, met with him, and things like that. And we just want to celebrate his life. We're going to show some clips and everything. And we love you, Don, and rest in heaven. First let me tell my story, and you guys can take away with it.
Okay.
Me and Don was like, if you ever met a person that's passionate about music,
Yes.
and the thing is, like, speaking to Don, he would tell me, like, man, I love what you do. And I'm looking like, dude, do you know you, like, legendary? Like, okay, then it's a wrap. Okay, you love what I do? Okay, I love what you're doing. And the last time, before Don passed away, performed at the Greenwich, and I could never, I'm always trying to memorize the words. I couldn't, spit to the music.
Right.
And he just came on in and just did it, and it took 2 tries, but I did it. and you know what I'm saying? So, Don, man, thank you so much, and I love you so much, and we talked after the show, and I just love how you just build me up. There's a lot of people tear you down, but you always build me up, and I love you, man. I love you so.
That's true.
So your story, what you got, Lady J?
Oh, man.
Oh, and when I was at the funeral, that story about the chicken wings, I had
my goodness.
Bro.
It tripped me out.
Okay.
I'm going to just say, before you get to the chicken wings, me and my wife went to the car. Did we not see a chicken bone?
What?
Serious? Really?
I was like,
At the funeral?
y'all, stop fooling Lady J. Stop fooling.
Wow. And they didn't have chicken at the repast?
Oh, they had
They did.
Not wing. Oh.
but not when we went, because we went before food.
Right.
So just for the audience.
Yeah, you gotta tell
Okay,
that story.
okay.
Don Manor, loved chicken wings. He was a chicken wing fiend. So Gifted and I and Don would always meet at Panera Bread on Winton Road. And we would, plan our spoken word soul shows. So she and I met there, and we were just talking about everything that had happened with Don, and we were on our way out, and I just realized, it just hit me that he's never gonna meet with us again.
Mm.
Yeah.
And I just started bawling. I was like heaving, crying. And I'm going to my car, and I get to my car, and there are 3 chicken wing bones, half eaten, right next to my car. And there are no chicken wings at Panera Bread, so
Wow.
I said that has to be Don. That has to be Don leaving this. I'm like, it's all good, because I just immediately busted out laughing.
Yeah.
You know, I immediately stopped
Yeah.
crying. It was real deep. Now, Sion, on the other hand, found $300 in the parking lot. Yes. I'm like, you could have gave me some money.
Right. I'm about to call.
What Panera Bread y'all going to?
right. That's hot. That's hot.
So, Gifted, you got a story?
You know, just like Lady J, I didn't see any bones. I did see the picture of her bones. She did take a picture, so I'm glad. And but you know, just good memories. You know, since the passing, obviously, I can't hear Candy. You know, by Candy Cameo on the radio. You know, you know, some of the old songs that he used to play. You know, from Frankie Beverly, him playing with Sion, and because you know, I've been kind of a fan or of the band, the Groove Society, and Lady J, Shades of J. Even, you know, I guess while I was doing the poetry, I was also a fan of the band.
Right.
And so I would follow them around wherever they went. It didn't matter what part of town, you know, if it was Carlos and Johnny's or Johnny's and Carlos, or to this little place in Western Hills. I still do not know the name, but it's on the top of a hill. I have no idea where I was. I think I was the only me there besides the band.
Yep, pretty much.
But we had a good time, and they turned it out. It was actually one of the best parties I had been to with them. So I've been following them around. And a groupie. That's the word I was looking for. I've been a groupie of the Groove Society for quite a while. Known Don when I looked at it, and I didn't even realize this. Well, not known him, but worked with him as a partner with the Spoken Word Soul Collaborative for 12 years. And I had no idea. I had no idea. You know, from that first time us talking and Cafe Tierras to bringing together that concept, and you know, I had no idea it had been that long.
Wow.
And
Yes,
It does.
yeah,
It does.
and just to have someone, you know, Lady J and I were both. You start reflecting when you. It's unfortunate that you start reflecting once someone's gone or something's gone, but as we were reflecting, it's hard to replace that someone who has that belief in you, just that underlining belief, and just it's giving you a gentle push or nudge, and you don't even. At the time, you're just like, oh, okay, we're gonna do another show, okay, you know. But when you look at it, that was that magic, and so
Yeah, even when Don couldn't come to some of the shows, you could just tell it was just something missing. So I'm just gonna pretend like he's running late.
he on Cross County.
Cross County.
He always said
running
that.
late. I'm on Cross County. I'll be there in about 15 minutes.
And I thought he only gave that story to us, but I have found out through you know, bending elbows with a couple of people during this whole planning and memorial and all of that. He told that story to a lot of people. He
Just
was
down the
on
street,
Cross
Cross
County,
County. That's right.
and it would still take him 45 minutes to get to Red Road.
Wow.
So we started telling Don the show would start like 2 hours beforehand.
We did that a couple of times. We did.
One time he got me though. He got there on time, and he was calling me, "Where you at?"
Right. And in fact, our most recent show, the show that you were talking about, Lady J was at another event. So, you know, we're always usually there together early, always. And so Lady J had another event, and I guess you had told Don, and he got there before me. And do you know he had the nerves to start calling me? It wasn't even 8 o'clock yet, it was about 7:15.
Wow.
And he's calling me like, Gifted, I'm just making sure that you're going to get here.
Like some nerve.
Right. And you know what? Let me back up. I wish he would have said Gifted. He actually said Jacko.
Yeah, he used to call her Jack.
He called me Jacko.
Wow.
Or Jax.
Jax.
Yeah, Jax. So I'm never gifted. What am I thinking?
So if you're just tuning in, we have the legendary Lady J and Gifted in the building in our studio. And we showing her much love. And this show is a tribute to our man, Don Manor Jr. Man, he was legendary. I mean, he just, that guitar just set it off. So many times, I just miss the Dukesters. Because in the middle, and I'm glad that when I was doing my documentary, I got a lot of stuff taped when he would just you acting silly dancing, and y'all just wouldn't let it go. It was just, he was Pop Life by Prince.
Yes.
Come on,
Yes.
man, come on.
Wow.
His music taste was eclectic.
Yes.
Very much
Just,
so.
he loved all kinds of music.
Mm-hmm. They could play all kinds
Yeah.
of music.
And I met Don when I was in elementary school.
Wow, okay.
I've known him since the 5th grade, and then we had a band in high school
Wow.
called Cosmic Energy.
What happened to them?
Where are they now?
I know, right? I still got the T-shirt.
Uh-oh.
But he's always just been a lover of music. He would always write music. He was a heck of a writer, too. He's written for a lot of different people. He plays a lot of different instruments. He plays bass and plays it well. He can throw down on could throw down on the bass. Keyboards, drums, you name it, he could play it. So he was definitely a musical genius.
So right now with the band and everything, we know Don is gone. So what's going to happen with? Are you guys going to move forward? How are you guys going to do this?
That's a good.
Very good question.
I was just talking earlier about that.
Mm.
To Tiffany.
I've spoken to a lot of people asking that same question.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
It's hard to say.
It's gonna be hard. And we're gonna do one on the 11th.
Yes, July 11th.
July.
Okay.
At the
In
Greenwich?
tribute, at the Greenwich, in tribute to him. And then after that, we'll have to figure that out.
Yeah.
Because I'm used to looking over.
Right.
You know,
Right.
so Don hit me with, you
Right.
know,
Right.
and he would just play it, you know. It's gonna be real hard.
And plus this year with us, we had just really, and Don again, kind of the spearhead of this, we were taking spoken word soul on the road. And we had started to really incorporate that into what we were doing and really getting some momentum, traveling from Louisville to, Columbus to Toledo, in Indianapolis. So we had really just kind of started,
Hit the tri-state for
yeah,
real.
getting some traction on some of the things that we all wanted to do. And so it just kind of, it pumped the brakes for a moment
I know,
and make sure.
without a doubt, he would want us to continue.
And I said that too the other day when I was
Without a
thinking
doubt.
about
I
it.
know he would be like, what?
I know what,
Talking
right?
about?
Right.
Yeah, I said that the other day too, because at first, when we both talked about it, I think that at the chicken wing incident, when we met that day, I was just like, no, there's no way.
Right.
But then later, thinking about it, he would want us to continue. It would be boastful to say some of the things that he would tell me, like on those long drives home. But he really believed in us and believed in, just poetry and jazz and the whole music, the blend of the poetry. And I know he would want us to continue. So we just gotta find a way.
You just have to learn how to play guitar.
There you go.
He gave me a guitar. He gave me a guitar.
Okay.
That is sitting in my room right now, looking at me like, when you gonna get
Right.
Right.
This is the time.
So, yeah.
So we reflecting on Don Manor Jr.'s life, and a lot of things happen, and when people pass away, we cry because we're gonna miss them, but we rejoice because we know where their home is, So we know he's just playing up in heaven right now. So I hope and I pray that would, after you guys get together and think about it and stuff like that, that he would come in the midst and still be in the midst, and you guys will continue on some kind of way that let his legacy live out through you guys. You know what I mean?
Right.
So we're talking about the legend, Don Manor Jr. We love you so much. The guitar player, spoken word. When we stepped in as poets, stepping into the game, I mean, it just wouldn't be the same without Don. You know, just being there and just having that music. And one thing we take things for granted for like Perfume Detox. Like when him and Don would get together and that's crazy. Like it's crazy. Like how they could like just look at each other and the music is just blended with the poetry. It's,
Right.
you had to be there, people. You had to be there.
Right.
So we're gonna show some
listen to
clips.
different poets and their I guess their rhythm, and he would pick it
he
up,
would
right?
pick up
Yeah.
on it, and
Yeah.
he would just start playing whatever.
It's
Yeah.
like you don't know your rhythm, but I know your rhythm.
Right,
And that's what he did for me.
I got you.
Beast
Yeah.
mode.
Yeah.
And so we just showing Don love today. So we do want to ask you ladies, like, with Don, just passing on now, and what's the difference in the poetry game here in Cincinnati? And Neil, I know you spoke on a little bit about what you guys was going to travel out of town and things like that. Besides that, did you have any other ideas or anything that you wanted to do, or how you like the poetry game coming now? Because it's a big
Versus
difference
12 years
now.
ago.
Like,
Starting
years
out.
ago, so
I mean, you definitely veterans as opposed to new to the game.
That was a nice way to say that. Y'all mature now. No, I get what you're saying. No, and I totally agree because I have been to a lot of different shows that have a different feel to them. I think one of the things we want to keep, no matter what, is the feeling when you come into our spot that you're welcome.
Mhm.
And that, it's a family. It's a warm environment, a welcoming environment to any artist. We have forever kept it free speech. I think there's only been maybe one time we was like, should we, censor? And I'll be honest, you know what? That was someone speaking against probably our values, and so when someone does it, you just gotta be careful of what I don't mind people being different than me or different than my values. I actually, as I get older, I value a good conversation and a good.
I see where you're going. That's awesome.
I value the different input and banter and conversation and discussion, but I would never put down someone else's beliefs or point of view or values.
Right.
And so that's what I don't like, and I think we had some of that, and it was like, oh.
And I'm glad you said that. You know what? Because I've been a host and being a poet also. And just what you were saying, like we had, Flo and I had a spot we was doing. It was a family thing.
Poetic Flow.
So this guy wasn't it was kids in there. You wasn't, I you know what? We all grown. If we gonna speak grown or whatever, but when you're doing a show, we doing some kids in here. You can't. I had to pull a dude off stage. Like, no, this is not what it's about. So what's, a lot of people, well, I don't feel like going there because, well, this is not the place for you. You know what I mean? You can't be talking about this and that here.
You have to know your audience. You really do. Recognize it. Even if you don't know before you go in there, immediately when you see it, recognize it.
But I mean, it was family.
I did your spot.
It had family in it.
Right.
Exactly.
Oh, it sure did.
That should have been the first clue.
Right.
Right. So speak on that for the difference of being an artist and going and doing your spoken word and then hosting a show,
Oh, yeah.
dealing with all these different attitudes
Oh, yeah. Oh, my
and
goodness.
different people and what they bring to the table. Because I did it and I'm like, oh, Lord.
It's rough.
I'd rather
It
just come
is.
performing and leave.
And
Because
leave.
dealing with
Yeah.
people is.
I think we have a rhythm now at the Greenwich, and we're veterans. So hosting, other than when we're at a different venue and it's a different, like someone has asked us to come be host, and it's not really our thing, but someone, it's a difference then, because it's really their thing, we're just hosting, we don't have a lot of control or thing over things. But pretty much at the Greenwich, yeah, we're at home, and anyone that comes into our house sort of is at home. We make them feel
Yeah, and
home.
there's so many moving parts to it. I call Gifted the yang to my yin. Because she will handle things that I don't feel comfortable handling. She'll get you told. Like if somebody's on stage or they need to wrap it up, like get it.
Good cop,
Good
bad
cop,
cop.
bad cop.
And I'll go up,
Right.
or the door, handling the money at the door. You don't want to put me at nobody's door with the money because I will give the farm away. Oh, come on in. Like you gotta make a little bit of something.
Right.
But yeah, it's a lot of moving parts to it, and then even bringing in artists.
Yes.
That's a real tough one too, because you want to make sure that they're taken care of financially and whatever they need, and so when we first started bringing in poets from out of town, that was just a heart, oh, do we have enough money?
Right.
We gonna make enough at the door.
Oh gosh, yeah.
But we were fortunate to have a lot of great people to come in from out of town that Abyss that would bring in a bunch of other people, and he'd be like, oh,
Big
here's
shouts
a
out
here.
to Abyss.
Yes, always, yes. That brother's something else.
Yeah, and then we also did the local features too, which was great. I mean, we had so much fire just right in the city.
In the city,
It's
yeah.
just, with you,
That's
and
true.
Dewberry.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Oh my
that's
goodness,
true.
Obalaye and
Oh,
Oh yeah,
man.
Kofi. Yeah.
I miss them too.
Yeah.
Zebra kill.
So we want to ask you, ladies, what's the difference? What's the big difference from the Dukesters? Because for me, back in the day when the Dukesters, I remember when it first started, it was really like iron sharpening iron, because I would hear this is me. I don't just come, I'm not a poet you got to hear my stuff and then I'm talking to you while somebody on stage.
Right.
Shut up, I want to hear them.
Right,
You know what I mean?
right.
I enjoy this. I love their passion and what they got to talk about. So, and then that sharpens my iron. Wow, they talking about this. Let me go home.
Right.
Back in the day, the Dukesters made you. I was working at the bank. Let me write.
Yeah.
So what is the difference? That's my difference. Because then after this Dukesters, it was everybody started getting their own spots and I don't know, it's politics and everything. But
And you left us for a bit, Lady J.
and it was like lukewarm for a while, and I didn't want to write no more, and this and that, and I was set off for a while. So that was my difference. What's the difference? Because you guys were hosts and poets and just entertainers, and everybody loved y'all. So what was the difference from that heat of the Dukesters to that drop off and then now coming back?
That's a loaded question.
Right.
Yeah, there was a lot that went on during that period of time. I mean, just some backstories for me. I lost my job. My mom was sick.
Right.
And then we had some disputes with the venue. That piece is hard for anybody trying to do anything, is making sure you get a venue and a manager support on that venue. And that was very difficult. Initially, it was great.
Oh yes.
It was great. I mean,
So-
we came in with free fish dinner,
We got free dinners.
Right.
Cool.
And then, it changed.
It
I don't
did.
want to belabor that, but at the Greenwich, oh my goodness, it is just all love and support. We don't have to do anything. We don't have to come in and tend bar like we had to do.
What?
We
Or
we
move
tended
tables.
bar.
I was a good bartender. I did it a couple times.
Mop the floor when y'all done.
Oh no, that's no stretch.
Shout out to Mark Yates.
Right. So, I think the game changed as well. So many great artists started coming up with their own spots, and I think local artists had many places to choose from. At one point, I believe there was a spoken word or
Every day.
poetry event every day.
Mhm.
At one time, there was one every day, and sometimes overlapping.
I was like, there's 10 at 1 week.
Yeah, and it got it got oversaturated. That's the word I was looking for. Oversaturated, overwhelming, probably to artists, and because I know myself, I wanted to support people, but it became difficult. When you're a parent, and kind of like Lady J. It's funny hearing what you said you went through, and I'm like, dang, I went through the same thing. Mm-hmm. Loss of job, grandmother/mother sick, and all that, and life happened. Life happened, and during that time, we grew a little, and and progressed and moved and to a new venue, and but life was still moving with other poetry spots with some of the other artists. So here we are today. I think some of the poets, have dropped off, because even like at the Don's services, I was like, oh, I didn't see this person, I didn't see that person. I won't name any names, but some people have dropped off. I think there's a lot of some younger spoken word artists and poets that are coming up now, and they don't know who Lady J and Gifted are, unfortunately. So if they haven't been to our spot, they don't, they don't know. And it's hard, I know for me, I think probably for us collectively, even to begin to reach out to those artists, because I've moved away from that. I don't go to UC functions anymore like I used to probably when we were doing the Dukesters. So I haven't, I'm not in touch with the college students or, and then the students that I am in touch with that I love, that is my passion right now, are too young to come to the Greenwich. So,
bring them on, bring them on.
I know, I keep saying, well, maybe on the other side. We've had some in the day where, and it was separated. It's separated.
So you got the bar on one side, and then you've got the on the other side.
It's something to think about, but I wordplay of Cincinnati, so I do a lot of work with silent poet there.
Okay.
Libby Hunter and that whole organization, and so so I don't know. It's about right now. I think we were, like I said, our priority was traveling and doing those things and taking spoken word on a tour, but never forgetting that we have a once a month commitment here to Cincinnati, because I always wanted to keep our roots here. These are our roots. So with the changes, where do we go from here? I don't know.
To be determined.
Right, and pray on it. Pray on it.
We're gonna definitely do that.
I don't know.
We're gonna definitely support you guys. And if you guys don't know who Lady J and Gifted is, man, I mean, these are the hosts. When you say poetry in Cincinnati, because back in the day, like, how people talk about Cincinnati or y'all slow Ohio and stuff like that. But when it came to Cincinnati and poetry, people from Atlanta was coming here, like people I would hear them like, yeah, this is the spot. I was like, wow. And I want you guys to know, y'all was a big part of that. So this is the epic moment. So we really want to give you guys kudos and love and support the things that you do, because how y'all supported all the poets and showed so much love and it was, you better not start crying. And it was about like, it was family. As soon as you got in the door, like somebody could mess up and y'all would just, and I would see y'all just bring them up. Like I think Poetic, you gave her name. And, man, I mean, I love that moment. And I think like, back in the day, we could have had a reality show.
We could have.
Everything, the stuff that happened from in the backseat.
Yeah, behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes. And I'm a person like, and listen, y'all, I love everybody. And I'm so cool. Like, I stay out of the way. Like, everybody was like, oh, you didn't know they was beefing? I love y'all. If I can come to your spot, I'm going to show love.
Right.
But hey, it's about love with me. It's about building y'all up. It's not about tearing nobody down. And that's what I got from you guys. Right. So, I mean, it was just a blessing. Like I said, I'm for real. It wouldn't be no Life the Poet without Gifted.
I'm sure God would have had a
That's right. That's so true. That's so true.
Right.
Yeah, definitely. That is just awesome. But it was therapy for us.
Oh gosh, yes.
I mean, after whatever we went through, we just dropped it off, because that's what we used to do.
That's what we used to say, yeah.
Make me want to hug, shake it off.
Even before Taylor Swift.
Right. these couple of hours, you know, we're gonna be, you know, just
Right.
Yeah.
having fun,
And we would
loving
say that.
and laughing.
Man, my man Fred
Doing
used to
whatever.
videotape.
Oh,
He used to
I know.
videotape all
Drawer
this stuff.
full of DVDs.
We were saying, right,
We're gonna
because he
go through
always,
them.
we have to go through it. We were
Yeah,
saying, we were gonna get in touch
Y'all
with him
gotta
and see
get
if he can help narrow it
some
down.
clips were done,
I
so we
know.
can give to Dave,
I
and
know.
we gonna put that in here
Okay.
and stuff.
Okay.
Him jamming and everything.
Oh my
Okay.
goodness, yeah.
Yeah, I was looking at a show with you guys, and y'all so crazy. I mean, it's just
There's
off
no
the
telling.
chain. I mean,
Oh, and Eric too, let's not forget about
Yeah.
Eric.
Yeah.
Eric was
B.
there a lot.
Eric B.
Yeah.
Eric B and Rakim. But him and Don were like,
Yeah.
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 tag team.
Yeah.
And, you know, big shouts out to him. You know, we want to just send prayers out to him because we know
Yeah.
that, you know, how close he was
Yeah,
with
Don.
Don. That
Mhm.
you know, you
Brothers.
lose that. You have to go in your secret closet and just you know
Yeah.
let it all out. You know.
And yeah, he was with them that same night.
Wow.
Night,
Wow.
right.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, definitely.
But it's a celebration, and we just want, Don, we want you to know that we love you. If y'all just tuning in, the show we're doing a tribute to Don Manor Jr. If you didn't know who he was a bad man, legendary on that guitar.
Right.
And the band was, what's the band? Because he had different band.
Oh, my God.
Groove Society, Shades of J,
Soul
Cosmic
Fusion.
Energy,
Soul Fusion.
Soul Fusion.
Yeah.
Four more brothers. He was
Four more brothers,
Yeah.
part of that too, and they did an awesome job at the
Oh,
homegoing
yeah,
service.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
wow, yeah.
Praise is what I do.
Oh,
Yes.
man, that was
Yes.
awesome.
Yes.
That was awesome. That was awesome.
So yeah, Don, you know, was
He touched a lot of lives. He touched a lot of lives.
Yeah,
You know,
he
a lot of
did.
people in there. So.
And,
I was talking to Alexis, who
Yeah.
sang with him too. She was just saying, you know, she would just, if she got a show or whatever, she'd be like, I just get Don because I know he know everything.
Right.
Don was not just, he knew, they used to call him iTunes because he'd just call it up in his file and start playing, you know.
Right.
Yeah, they did. And Ingrid was the same way.
Right.
Ingrid said she would
Yeah.
just call, I don't know, I'll call Don.
That's all you had to do.
Yeah.
Call Don.
And I haven't seen her in a while. I seen her at the funeral. Like when I was coming in, since she was leaving out, she was crying and stuff. And I didn't see her for the rest of the funeral.
But she tore that song up.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, I
yes.
missed it.
Yeah.
I missed it. Yeah, I missed
She did
it.
sing.
'Cause I think I got there when
Oh,
Lady
she
J
did.
was coming and
Speaking.
speaking. So.
Chicken Little.
So, Don had touched a lot of lives, and he really inspired a whole lot of people. And the music, man, boy.
Yeah.
And I just love people that's passionate about something.
And
And when I
sure.
talk, and when I talk to him, he just lit up.
Yeah.
He just lit up. But you got a piece for us?
It's actually for Don.
All right, yes, come on.
Yeah. But you want to take a
but I
quick
was-
break and then come right back.
We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back. Like my man Barry said. The Dark Knight, good night. We'll be right back.
To it.
Lady J Gifted is in the house.
I can't talk to that. Yeah, I can't talk to that, baby. Play something else. Okay. If he play that, I can't talk. Go ahead, play it. Go ahead. I found something. Go ahead. Go ahead, play it. Come on, I'm right here with us. Go ahead, man. Play it. Play that. Oh, yeah. Oh, y'all listen to him. I told you to play. Last night, me and my man. Gaze into each other's eyes. Last night, I gazed into his eyes and I made declaration that he was going to be for me. I made declaration that I wanted his arms to squeeze me tight like no other, so that all my light would explode onto his canvas, and that my love would bleed colors. My love would be colors of red, blue, and yellow, and all those flirty type of hues. Y'all know the ones that I'm talking about. Last night, all I wanted to see was him upon my skin, my brown skin, taking over a space, taking paint over a space that was meant for something else. Last night, me and my man made declaration that we would be one, that we would love each other to the end of time, that we would sail across the sea, that we would soak our feet in the sand, and that we would be one. Our ecstasies, our escapades, our euphoria would all blend and make one in this unity of peace and love and hair grace. Last night, me and my man united as one, as our rhythms met, and we escapade one on one, and our rhythms blended together to make the rhythmic sound that you hear on the drum beat. Listen. Yeah. Last night we made love. Last night we did. We made love and we became one. Because last night we were joined in unity and harmony and as a blend of one. Last night we agreed to make each other happy to the end of time. Last night.
And welcome back to Barry's Poetic Session, the show dedicated to Don Manor Jr. And we've got in the studio Lady J and Gifted. And right now we're going to have Gifted do a little something.
Do something.
Influence of a muse. Reverb in our souls. Dance to your own tune, but never impeded the influence of your muse. Arms wide stretched, strumming that vibe that everyone felt. In our world, no one played quite like you. Yet the absence of your song will forever remain in our hearts and will never fade. So play on, play on. Play on those strings of Iphany. Heaven awaits. Yonder he wandered this great big old world that you see. Wondering was there a place for him. But no longer does he have to wander this great big old world, because heaven's gates has accepted him, the infinite influence of his muse.
Gifted!
In the house.
I wrote that piece after just reading how many people Don had really touched. And it wasn't just musicians, it was poets, singers, other guitarists, bass players. It was a whole number of people that were saying, Don, helped me, gave me a voice. Don told me I could do this. Don pushed me to be a better poet, a better singer. Don told me I could sing. I never really sang before I met Don. Or, and then just the poets. I had no idea, even with the poets too, like that they felt the same way that Jay and I felt, like, he was always there motivating and uplifting. And so after, reading all that, because we got tagged and everything. Everything. And after reading that, I just knew that his influence was a muse. And when I say a muse, it helped a lot of people become inspired to do better at what their craft was.
Amen to that. That's awesome. And you know, you don't run into too many people nowadays that is passionate about what they do,
Yeah.
and then they have this special light that everybody gravitates towards. And then, you know, some people, let's keep it real, be like, you know, they just act funny. But Don, and I think they said it best at the funeral, like, said he was like a star, a famous person that didn't act famous.
Yeah,
You know
some
what I mean?
people said that, but that's true.
No, he really was. He's played with so many national acts. It's just incredible. He was supposed to play at the Jazz Festival.
Open for the Jazz
this year.
Festival this year.
Mm.
He did last year, yeah.
When we were kids, I remember going to a Prince concert, and he was there, and just gave us his backstage passes. I'm like, how do you get backstage passes? I mean, he was just, you know, just one of them cats.
When I think about Don, I just think about the Deucers, like that one night, and I got it on videotape. And you know, you played this song Candy, and we had to stop because then Don, y'all just kept going because you was like, Don, stop playing, and then you would dance, he would play something, but then he played Pop Life,
Right.
man, and then I think Fred just zoomed in on Don, and he was just singing like, I was like, man, this is it. I'm done. Somebody give me my popcorn. This is it right here. So beautiful, like you connect with somebody. Like I know this dude. Like wow, this dude is legendary. So I mean, I thank God that I was able to be around him just for a little bit, and for him to just touch me with some things, that his knowledge of things, and just uplifted me when I needed that. And he didn't even know it. He didn't even know what he was doing. Like, and I think the last thing he did, like for Facebook, before you guys had me at the Greenwich, he was just saying like, "Oh, life this and this and this." And I'm like, "Wow, really? Talking about me?
Right.
This dude is legendary."
He felt that.
He did.
Trust and believe when
Right.
he didn't feel somebody.
Right.
Oh,
He didn't have no
He
problem
was-
with it.
So that made me feel
Real good, yeah.
Real good.
I tell you what, it's crazy. I saw him at the Mount Healthy Library a week before he passed, and I was just gonna say hi. Then we were at the table just talking, and then we were talking for about 30, 45 minutes. He's like, "Why don't you just sit down there?" And then we talked for a couple more hours.
Right.
Wow.
Right.
And Don had knowledge of just about any topic. You know, he was well read. He kept up with, you know, current events.
Right,
He
right.
was
That's
reading a
true. That's true. I remember that trip to Toledo. We talked about everything from A to Z, from what was going on with the news, the stars, to what was going on in our lives. So he does. He was very versed.
always
And he was just getting his iPod ready for the trip to go on the 26th of June.
Yeah.
He had like, I'm about to have 300 songs, so I'm gonna be ready.
Oh, no, that's what he said.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So I was
Wow.
like, he made the song list, but he didn't make it up there. It's crazy.
Yeah. We didn't either, though. We couldn't do it. So that's actually going to be rescheduled. So, yeah. But we will make it July 11th
That's right.
Yeah, at the Greenwich.
at the Greenwich. So we will make it to that.
What time? What's the time?
We usually start
8-ish.
8-ish.
Hey, put the ish on there for Don.
Because he'll be on cross county.
But yeah, I'm just gonna pretend like he's running late.
The text like, I'm a little late. I'm on cross the county.
Right. Oh gosh, that would be something.
Right.
That would be something because we were getting emails while we were planning the memorial and all of that, and somehow I don't know how the subject line or whatever line got changed or titled Don Manor. So every time it popped up in my box, it said Don. I was just like, it was
That first couple.
the
of
first
times,
couple just
it was like
jarred
just,
me.
You know.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, because it was nothing for him to text or inboxes, especially close to a show. And we had a show coming up. We had 2. And so I would see it, that, like you're right, the first couple of times was like, and then, you realize, okay.
So have you heard, or anybody else doing any different tributes to
Oh,
Don?
goodness.
I know Mazan was telling me she wanted to get together with me and do something and have everybody come in and record and how they love Don. And I'm not on Facebook that much, but is anybody else doing things?
I know Soul Lounge did
They
something,
did something on Father's
on
Day.
Father's Day that was real nice, and we heard that it was really nice. It was unfortunate Lady J and myself were unable to travel down there, but send them our love, and we.
Where was it?
In Louisville.
Soul Lounge in Louisville.
Yeah, we used to play down there all the time. Julius is his name. He came up for the funeral.
He and his wife's
He actually
sister.
canceled some stuff that he had. He came up for the funeral and for the tribute
Memorial
event that we had.
tribute.
Oh,
Vince, just Vince, and
I grew with Just Vince. I saw him, the first person I saw going into the funeral.
Oh,
Yeah.
you grew up with him?
He was in my sister's grade when we were growing up.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she's a little bit younger.
What school you go to?
Grade.
didn't you really?
Oh, because
You know
he
what?
went to school with me. That's why I'm asking. Like, how did you grow up with him?
Yeah. he
But
was-
we were in high school, so maybe you guys were younger.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it. I'm like, how you grow up when I grew up with him? Look, I ain't see you. Look. But I get it now.
I'm
You're
a
Green
little
Hills.
older than you.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
Okay.
does that make you feel bad?
No, because I was still thinking how I didn't know you. I was thinking neighborhoods wise.
Right.
I wasn't
Right.
thinking the age, but now I get it. Okay, we were on the healthy side, actually. Okay, so.
Yeah.
I know those bands, the Just Vince, the former brothers, and some of the bands were doing something right. We're doing some things. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, it was a lot of the things that pop up, and they do a pretty good job of inviting people. From what I've seen, so I don't know of anything planned. I'll say that though. Except July 11th, and then we have something coming up this Thursday, the poetry spot that I host, and I can't get on the mic and not say something about Don.
Where's that?
And that's at Indulge VSP. Oh, thank you. Which is out in the Sharonville area, Springdale, Sharonville area.
At the old Applebee's.
Yeah, the old
Shades of Blue.
Applebee's, Shades of Blue, those, yeah. So, and then Ingrid is supposed to come through and do a song, but it'll just be brief, but definitely I can't grace a mic without saying something about that. But the main celebration, and I think blend of poetry and music will be July 11th.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, since we got you guys here, you guys are epic yourself. We do want to ask you, like, what is your ultimate goal for
He asking the big questions.
this thing, this love that we have, our gift, and for what you guys are doing right now? What is the ultimate goal that you gifted? And I want to ask you the same question of this that you do.
Wow, that seriously, when I say big and huge, those are big and huge questions because I'm kind of at that pivotal point of life, and you guys may not be there yet, but I'm at a certain age. Okay, everybody knows I'm over 40 because I've said it, I think, before. So I'm over 40, and I'm at the pivotal point where, okay, I want to do more with my gift. I want to finish that book that I started 8 years ago. And I want to, Don and I, we were going to, make a CD. And I have a CD, but that's been since 2005. So, make a new CD, things like that. And then I do want to travel. And I was fortunate also to be a part of a stage play. Who's seeing this? The Chronicles.
My wife was in as well.
Okay, yes.
The Coochie Chronicles.
Okay,
You guys
that's
have
sure I can
to-
say it. That's sure I can say
You
it.
can't say coochie without saying it the right way.
Okay.
Say
So
it right.
yes.
Say it the right way. There we go.
So it's Coochie Chronicles. So I would like to do more of that, a stage play of with meaning, but using my gift. And then continuing the work that I'm doing with Wordplay Cincinnati, as well as at my First Baptist Church of Cumminsville, and then any other place that I'm invited to, is to use my gift to help youth recognize their gifts and their voice. So,
And
those
are you still working with Louder Than a Bomb?
Yes. Oh, yes. I'm still working with Louder Than a Bomb. Yes,
And
absolutely.
that's working with the youth, and
Yes.
we had a silent the winner of Louder Than a Bomb on, and he was phenomenal, and
Excellent.
I have much thanks owed to you for his success, and I don't know, you just honed him in the right direction. I think.
Well, thank you.
Because, it's such, a teenager trying to figure out where to go.
Right.
It could go in any
Go
direction.
direction.
And so when you give them that guidance and that direction,
Yeah.
that helps a lot. So
Yeah.
Absolutely.
we definitely appreciate
So
that.
Jay, we want to pose the same question to you.
Oh, no.
She don't want to tell us.
No, that's not it. I
Jay
really
is gifted
don't
in her
know.
music. Jay is really gifted in her music.
I really don't know, guys.
So,
No, seriously. I have started a book, I'm hoping to have it done by the end of the year, a book of poetry. And I'm gonna blend it with short stories in between and just kind of tell the story of the poem. Don and I were working on a second CD. We had cut one song. Actually, Eric wrote the song.
Wow.
Mhm. And we cut one song. So I think I want to finish that for sure. Ultimately, I would love to make a living writing, creating,
There you go. Speak it. Come on. Speak
all
it.
of that, so I can quit my 9 to 5.
Speak it.
That's what's up. Well, we're going to take a break, and we'll be right back after this to get your shout out.
Ooh, child, things are gonna get easier. Ooh, child, things will get brighter. Come on. Ooh, child, things are gonna get easier. Ooh, child, things will get brighter. Now what if children played outside all day until their clothes were muddy? Hungry but knowing they still had 5 minutes and 35 seconds before the street lights came on. Kickball, stickball, dodgeball all kept us from the television because we had inner vision. Making up stories whenever we got bored, knowing there was gonna be no kind of reward until we finished our chores. And the pay was a day out in the sun, pure kitty-like fun, making mud pies, catching fireflies, or lightning bugs like we used to call them. And the thugs of the neighborhood told us it was not okay to be like Mike. We was all hyped up on the crack of the 70s. Pixie sticks and now laters. Hater wasn't a word and PlayStation wasn't a verb. Red light, green light, yellow light. Oh, y'all remember that? Collecting pop bottles for pocket change. Exchanging penny candy. Climbing trees and skinned up knees would be the worst pain we would feel, and then concealing it from our mothers would be the worst fear we would face. Oh, what a beautiful place, what a beautiful place. Ooh, child, things are gonna get easier. Ooh, child, things will get brighter. Ooh, child, things are gonna get, they gotta get a little easier. Child, things will get brighter. Now what if fathers never left? A little bit strict and grouchy because he trying to make a way out of no way, but no way will he be leaving his family. Because he understands that his children should do better than him, and that theirs should do better than they, and that staying is the only way, the only way.
and not gifted. You're watching Barry's Poetic Sessions. Thank you for tuning in.
And we're back. This special edition of Barry's Poetic Session, dedicated to Don Manor Jr.
Yes.
And we've got our special ladies of the house, the queen of poetry of Cincinnati, Lady J and Gifted, doing it up.
the beautiful queens of poetry. If y'all don't know, you better knock on some doors and ask somebody for real. So, I mean, it's been a blessed time here with you guys. I don't want to leave. I hope you enjoy our gifts from the very first session.
Thank you
We
very
love
much
you.
so.
Our token, we love you guys for real. And so we want to, if you guys got any shout outs, or you got something coming up.
Shout out, dedication.
Oh, wow, shout outs.
How we get in touch with you?
Oh, well, I'm on Facebook. So Gifted Johnson Wilkinson on Facebook. And most people know that, or y'all can tag these guys and find me because we're friends. And I have a show coming up on July 2nd. Oh, that's tomorrow. So if you miss it, just make sure you see me every first Thursday at the Poetry Spot, and that's at Indulge VSP. And then, as always, the Spoken Word Soul, and we will be having our memorial show and tribute show to Don on July 11th at the Greenwich, right in the heart of Walnut Hills.
What she said. I'm on Facebook under Janine Lady J, one word, because they wouldn't let me separate the words.
Can't do it.
Janine Lady J.
And you need to add Foxy Brown.
Oh, yes, that's true. That's true.
I'll take that. Thank you. I want to shout out Karen Bannister, who's Don's cousin and sister. Also Cool Ken.
Cool Ken.
He's a rapper, and he worked a lot with Don and it's Don's cousin.
Yeah.
And he had a lot with putting together the memorial.
As well.
Just a shout out to Eric B.
Eric
Love
B.
you. Mike Cobb, Keith Bean,
Mike
J. Ooh, Pam, Sion,
Monica, Alexis.
Mark Yates.
Oh, and Mark Yates, yes. At the Greenwich.
Yeah, and I'll be performing at my house with the remote control
I heard that.
at a TV near you.
You can catch her soon. Just check her Facebook page. We ain't gonna let her stop.
All right. Any last words, ladies, about Don before we leave now?
Oh, one more shout out. September 20th in Louisville Soul Lounge, we're actually opening for Stokely Williams from Mint Condition.
What?
Yes,
See?
forgot about that.
That's the
The
dude right
Marquee
there.
Ballroom.
See?
Yeah, forgot about that.
Oh, did y'all see him when he was here?
No, I missed
He
it.
was at the Black Family Reunion or something like that, and somebody recorded, and that dude is crazy.
Yeah,
he
he's
a
big.
beast. He a
definitely,
beast. Big
definitely.
shots. That's one of my favorite bands, Mint Condition.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Don, I wouldn't have none of this without you. And always get on my nerves, like a brother. I love you like a brother.
Yeah, that's so true. So true. We had this kind of love-hate relationship, but in the end, it was always love and always inspirational. And I'm glad our last interaction was us dancing.
Yeah.
And, we were dancing, hand dancing, and just had a really good time enjoying each other and the way it should be.
Man, it's been a blessed day today, and a tribute to a legendary man, guitar. I just think of a guitar, you think of Don. And if all minds are clear, let us pray out. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day because we know 10 minutes is not promised, Lord. So we want to just build people up, Lord. We ask you just put more positive things in us, Lord, that people will gravitate to us, Lord. And for the little things that Don gave us, Lord, that we can put inside of us. Lord, we ask you right now, just enlarge our sisters' territory, Lord. Just let them continue to do what they do. Let them know that we love them. Well, we don't say it all the time, but we love them. We want you, Lord, to just bless them. Anoint their household, uplift them physically, mentally, and spiritually. In Jesus' name, we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Thanks, Don.
Don,
See
thank you
next
so
time.
much,
Thanks,
Don.
Barry. Thanks, Life.
I know!
Hey,
Thanks,
Jan,
David.
Captain.
Chocolate.
No, Don't cut. Don't say her name. Don't.
Takalani,
Oh.
love you.
Thanks,
Thanks, Don, and we'll see you next time on Barry's.
Love you, Don.
Love you,
Poetic
Don.
Session.
Love you, Don. Peace.